analyze ways of moving money in e-commerce and related issues, discuss the major trends that are impacting both the e-commerce world and the society in general. So we'll skip the observations that are there because relatively that's old. And you know that today if we look at e-commerce, it's quite a big industry, yeah? So e-commerce is changing everything. That means the buying and selling of goods and services. Nowadays, the buying and selling occurs mostly through e-commerce. Even those stores who are physically available, they have their online platforms as well, whereby you can purchase the products. The supermarkets in Fiji is going online. The other stores such as payments for your EFL bills, your electricity bills is also going online. So that actually becomes your e-commerce sector. E-commerce builds powerful relationship with the customers and builds powerful relationship with the suppliers and powerful relationship with the partners. Why? Because now you have things like ERP, CRM and SCM to actually look into the entire process that takes place when you buy or purchase the goods and services. So in a way, the transactions are much transparent, and then everyone or both the parties have a clear view of what is happening in the transaction. But e-commerce is still to commerce. That means commerce means to prosper. Commerce means to keep on going with making profit. So you must have a clear path to profitability, a formal business plan that outlines key business issues such as the customer targets, marketing strategies, operation strategies, projected income statement, and balance sheet targets. So if you are having your business operating online, how are you going to reach the customers? Is it you take their email address and then you send them emails? You take their phone numbers and form a Viber community, WhatsApp community, or you use Facebook and you advertise through Facebook, either using various methods that are available on Facebook for advertisement, such as paid advertisement. And even when you look at paid advertisement, you have to select what kind of customers you want to attract. So your strategies need to be very clear. How you are advertising, through radio, through television advertisements, you need to consider all these things as well. So we will look at the e-commerce business model, understanding your business, product, service and customers, finding customers and establishing relationships, moving money easily and securely, and the e-business trends. So these are the 9 strategies that the learning outcomes were talking about. When you look at e-commerce, we have 3 sectors involved: business, consumer and government. So it's a sort of a matrix here. So what is business to business? That means one business sells the item to the other business. For example, let's say one wholesaler in one supermarket purchases to the various supermarkets that are there, because Purchase is a business, and supermarkets such as Max Value or the IGA New World or Extra Supermarket, they are again business. So eventually it becomes business to business, because one business person sells the products to the other person. Business to consumer, so the businesses and us, we are consumers. Then we have business to government. That can also be another one, whereby the government industries, they buy things from the other businesses. For example, once again, the printing companies, they print documents for the business, for the government. So that becomes business to government, right? Eventually, if there is a tea or there is a meeting, after that they have tea, refreshment. So government and the caterer, that becomes business to government. Then we have the business to consumer. We have consumer to consumer. When people sell things online, for example, you are moving from one place to another and you want to sell your household items. So you are a consumer and you advertise your products, the other person buys, he becomes a consumer. So that becomes consumer to consumer. And then we have the consumer to the government. We pay rates to the government. So that becomes consumer to government. And then business to government, government to consumer, and then government to government. So these are the 9 strategies that are in place. So you just have to know the examples of each. Try to come up with examples, local examples, which would suit the matrix that is given. Business to government e-commerce, when a business sells products and services to government entity. Lockheed providing products and services to DoD, fairly large e-commerce models in terms of revenue. Consumer to government e-commerce, when an individual sells products and services to a government entity. You are selling something to the government, this market is quite small and unremarkable. Government to business e-commerce, when government entity sells products and services to businesses. So, for example, they provide guarantees, disaster assistance, ombudsman's office provides some kind of assistance to the people and so on. And then we have government to consumer e-commerce, activities performed between a government and its citizen, like paying taxes, registering of vehicles and so on. Government to government e-commerce, e-commerce activities within the nation's government. Government, also business to business, like I said, one business selling to the other business. Because when you look at supply chain, you know that some businesses, they buy raw materials from the suppliers. So who are these suppliers? They are owners of the other business. And then you are eventually doing the production of goods and services. You eventually become a business as well. So that's why it becomes business to business. Business to consumer, e-commerce, when business sell products and services to customers who are primary individuals. Business to consumer is glitzy e-commerce like iTunes and eBay. Consumer to business, when an individual sells products and services to a business. Consumer to consumer, I have told you, one person selling to another person. So to understand your business, you must, or to understand how you are going to be successful, you must define your products and services, define your target customers, and then define your customers' perception of the value of the products and services. So what I want you to do now is, for a while, I'll give you a few minutes, try to derive local examples of this matrix here. Business to business, consumer to business, G2P, and so on. About, let's say, 7 minutes for that. And I'll briefly ask, what are your local examples?
मैडम तो नहीं चलता मुझे बाद में ओ हाँ फुल है राइट राइट यार क्लास में डेफिनेटली अरे आज इंच दिया यार एग्जाम में तो ऐसे बैठा है हाँ नेक्स्ट वीक एग्जाम है मिड सेमेस्टर या तो हम कहा देता वैसे लेक्चर टोटल कर देता कभी का टेस्ट ยังset setting बिल्कुल बिल्कुल प्लान और कौन सी इसके बाद
Okay, so students at that end, one example of B2B, one local example of B2B. Yes, from that side.
कौन सी है
In the middle here, B2B, one local example. Here, this side, B2B, local example.
जैसे टिम्बा या फर्नीचर कंपनी
Extra supermarket and good FMF and extra supermarket. Asha Bhai and any other supermarket, right? And C2B, consumers, us, and wherever we go and purchase. Even this canteen, these people become business people, isn't it? Yes? Another example of business to business will be FNU to these people here, because they also buy the catering services from the canteen operators here. That's a local example. And G2B, government to businesses. Government to business. Will government pay tax to business? No. If it's business to government, that's P to G, then tax. So government to businesses, same thing, eh? Government can buy catering services from the business people, right? Government can buy the printing, what do you call, A4 papers from these printing people like Star Printry. Who else? I know Star Print is there, Universal Print is there, right? Because they will be buying the papers, they will be buying the Bondwell, government to Bondwell, because they will be buying computers, they will be buying ink, right? Yeah? And then government to EFL, who provides power? EFL, isn't it? Yes, so this is the way you actually think when you have to think about the relevant examples. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
Who are your customers? So for business to business are the businesses, business to consumer, the individual, and each is different and has different needs and wants. So when we look at business to consumer, we look at convenience, because we look at wherever the price is low, we go there. We look at specialty, because different businesses require different customers, right? They sell different things, so obviously they require different customers. Then commodity, like the same no matter where you buy it. And digital, the best of all, because of low cost of inventory and shipping. So when you look at the different businesses, we know that somehow or the other every business tries to promote their own product. Sometimes we have similar customers, for example Punjas and FMF, yes, FMF. So they require similar customers. So now it depends on the consumers what they want to buy. Whether they want to go for quality, whether they want to go for cheaper price. Sometimes the taste preference is also taken. Same for ice cream, right? There are different suppliers of ice cream. There are different suppliers of furniture as well. So it depends on the price, it depends on the quality, depends on the taste of the customers. When we move to business, we look at once again cost, right? Maintenance, repair, operations, and the materials. How, for example, how convenient the business is. Like when you want to send money overseas, I know that Western Union, it has a lot of requirements compared to MoneyGram. MoneyGram is much easier. You just go there, provide everything, you are done. Western Union, provide this, provide that, blah blah blah, the list goes on and on. So sometimes we have to look for convenience, we have to look for better rates, right? So similar way, when we compare Courts and Pacific Green, some people they want to go for Pacific Green because of the timber, though although it's expensive, right? So these are some of the things you need to consider, or people have to consider when they decide on the businesses they want to choose or the type of consumers that exist. Convenience versus specialty. Convenience, lower priced, purchased frequently, common food items. Specialty, higher priced, purchased less frequently. Example, stereos, furniture, computers, and so on. Commodity like same no matter where you purchase it from, for example, books, music, and movies. And now we have the digital services available as well. For example, digital movies, digital music, you have digital SIMs as well, right? Some services that are paid for digitally. So all these things are now in. Mass customization, the ability of an organization to give its customers the opportunity to tailor its products and services, for example, Dell and Apple iTunes. So these are the special stores. And which Porter's strategy they follow when we look at Apple and Dell? Which strategy? Apple, it follows a narrow market and unique differentiation strategy. You have exams next weekend. What is 5 post 4 leaves in the paper? MRO, or maintenance, repair and operations versus direct. Materials necessary for running a company, but do not relate to the company's primary business activities. They are similar to convenience items in B2C, office supplies, repair parts and lubricating oils. Buyers in B2B make large purchases, can then demand a discount, can team up with other buyers to create demand aggregation. Demand aggregation combining purchase requests from multiple buyers, which justifies a larger discount. So direct materials that are used in production in a company or are placed on the shelf for sale in retail environments, and then also depends on the quality, quantity and delivery timing, which is also very important. So even these things when you purchase as a customer or as a business is important, right? When you look at e-commerce. Sometimes the disadvantage of e-commerce is it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of processes. So people prefer to go to companies who are much faster, or they prefer to go in person and do the purchasing. Reverse auction, process in which a buyer posts his interest in buying items and sellers compete by submitting successfully lower bids. So please know what is auction and what is reverse auction. Electronic marketplace, what is electronic marketplace? Whereby people put their goods and services online and then advertise obviously, and then consumers they purchase it online. So there are two types, horizontal e-marketplaces and vertical e-marketplaces. Horizontal connects buyers and sellers across many industries, for example office supplies and server. And vertical connects buyers and sellers in a given industry, for example the automotive people. To summarize, what is B2C? Business to consumer. Remember, because all this is in the paper. Varied demographic can be there and lifestyles, convenience versus specialty products, commodity like and digital work best of all, and mass customization is necessary. Then business to business, you have the e-marketplaces there, you have something known as the auction as well. Marketing mix is also part of your paper. A set of marketing tools your organization will use to pursue its marketing objectives, in reaching and attracting potential customers. And the tools of marketing mix is registering with search engines, online advertisements, viral market, and affiliate programs. Like I said, how you are going to advertise? Are you going to use social media platforms? Even YouTube, they have the pop-up ads. So that comes in viral marketing and online ads. Affiliate programs are like you send emails or you make subscriptions. When the customer signs in or registers, then you ask them if they want to receive regular subscription or regular updates about your company and your products. Some search engines will list your site for free, others will charge. Online ads are the pop-up ads and the pop-up ads. Pop-up ads, a small web page advertisement that appears on the screen and pop under, you will not see unless you close your current browser. So I believe all of you must have seen this on social media, especially Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and using YouTube. Viral marketing encourages users of a product or services supplied by a business to consumer business to encourage friends to join in as well. Affiliate programs, I told you. And then for affiliate programs, you also have the click-through and conversion rates, which actually are asked, like when we Google, we Google about conversion rates, then on the side there will be a pop-up ad about Western Union or probably MoneyGram. Business to business marketing is much more personal, not usually done with generic ads designed for mass distribution because it's business to business. Businesses, they go to other businesses and they sort of advertise. It's more of a like meet in person, tell the other business about your product and then try to tell them why your company is better. Once a contact is made for business to business, the relationship must be established and it requires the face-to-face meetings, like I said. In e-commerce, most money moves electronically and security becomes very important. Why security is very important in e-commerce? All of you are using online platforms, so why is security important? Or why is cybersecurity important? One of the most sensitive issues around today, cybersecurity. Scams. Yes, scams are there, cyber attacks are there. And then your system can be intruded and information can be stolen. The business transactions can also happen. So that's why security is very important. And when we look at business to consumer payment system, we have the credit cards, we have the financial cybermediaries, we have electronic checks, we have electronic bill presentment and payment, and we have the smart cards. And in Fiji, we have the debit cards, we have the credit cards, we also have the M-Pesa MasterCard. Yes. So financial cybermediaries, M-Pesa is an example now, because you have the M-Pesa MasterCard. Right? And then we have the PayPal for credit cards, because if you are not secure giving your credit card number, you do the payment through your PayPal. It ensures that your transactions are secured. Electronic checks, mechanisms for sending money from your checking or savings account to another organization, and I think the Fijian government has become very particular about this. If you transfer huge amounts of money, that's the internet banking, they will actually call you why you have transferred this much. If you are saying it's for some purchasing, they will ask you for the invoice and they will ask you for the contact details and everything. Electronic bill presentment and payment system that sends bill over the internet and provides an easy to use mechanism to pay for them if the amount looks correct. Smart card. It's a plastic card that contains an embedded chip on the digital information, such as your credit card set and the M-Pesa MasterCard. Digital wallet software information is present there, and actually it's like a place where you keep all your transaction. Information includes delivery information and other forms of necessary information. These two slides are important for your exam. Where is it? Oh. Yes, digital wallet and this client side and server side. What is the difference between client side and the server side wallet? Read that and give me the answer in the exam. Business customers make large purchases, will not pay with credit card or financial intermediary. For that you need a EDI, electronic data interchange, which is a direct computer-to-computer transfer of transaction information in standard business documents such as invoices and purchase orders. EDI is used in e-markets such as value-added networks. Financial EDI and electronic process used primarily within business to business for the payment of the purchases. Security, the prevailing concern. Security is very important when you are transferring your money or cash. Some important things in regards to security include encryption, secure socket layers, secure electronic transactions, and many more. Like what? Two-factor authentication or three-factor authentication. Have you heard about that? Yes. Encryption is actually you're converting your message into zeros and ones so that the intruder doesn't know what is happening. All the information that is passed. Even I think if you look at the Viber, it says it ensures end-to-end encryption and decryption. Then when you do or you perform this encryption, you have the public key encryption, which uses two keys, one for the person who is sending it and one for the person who is receiving it. Secure socket layer creates a secure connection between a web client and a server. Encrypts the information, sends the information over the internet. Secure electronic transmission method that ensures transactions are legitimate as well as secure. And then you should know what is this. What are the e-business trends now? Right? So when we look at e-business trends, the four major one is long tail economics, crowdsourcing, virtual goods, and mobile commerce. And I believe mobile commerce is something that you all should be aware of, right? So long tail is something that looks at the e-commerce industry. Brick and mortar business carry limited inventory, and e-businesses can carry huge amount of niche inventory that may only sell a couple of times a year. So this is for the business end, right? Some trend that is in the business end, e-commerce trend. Crowdsourcing is when we look at the crowd, what they want to use or what a specific group of crowd is interested in, and then you design your applications according to that. So for example, let's say Apple launches one particular product, it sends it out, tests it among the customers, and then takes the customer feedback. And then depending on that, you modify your product or service. Right? Virtual good, you know what is virtual good? Things you buy online and you cannot touch and feel, such as your music and your e-cards, right? Virtual good purchasing is your online buying also. And the last one is mobile commerce or your m-commerce, whereby you use your mobile phones. And in PG, we have, or people use a lot of mobile applications to do the purchasing of goods and services. You also use a lot of mobile apps to pay for your bills, yes? And it says here, it's a data which was given for 2015 that the worldwide e-commerce is going to exceed by 119 million, and that was like in 2015. This is 2023. So a lot of changes has happened, right? So in short, whichever slide I have gone through, just ensure that you go back to those slides and then you try to revise for your exam, mid-semester test, okay? So any questions for the lecture this week before I move on to give you the hints for your mid-semester test?
Move on.
Okay, prepare for your mid-semester?
No.
Have your pen ready? It's a 1.5 hour paper, right? There are 3 sections in the paper. Section A is multiple choice, 10 marks, and true and false, 10 marks. Then you have short answer questions. And the discussion question. So short answer questions, I think there are 8 questions in the paper, which is which is 22 marks. 8 questions in the paper, which is 22 marks, and section C, which is your discussion, there are 2 questions, 8 marks. Right? So the discussion question, I think I told you in the tutorial class, the types of questions will be there. So I have picked 2, 4 marks each. So ensure you write for 4 marks to receive the full marks, because it's more of a discussion and more of your answers. It's not that your answers will be incorrect. So try to gauge that 8 marks there, or 7 out of 8 marks. And then the 22 marks is your short answers, whereby you will have questions like differentiate between this and that, what is this, what is that. Obviously, Porter's model, I will not give the diagram for the Porter's model. You don't have to draw it, but you have to explain the Porter's model using an example. So what are the 5 components of Porter's model? What are the components of Porter's model? Supplier, customer or buyer, rivalry, new product. What else? Substitute, yes. So you have to explain using a local example. Don't forget that we also covered other topics. Know the difference between data and information with examples. You have the ERP system, you have the SEM, you have the CRM, you have databases. We covered databases, we covered data warehouse, we covered DBMS, and we also looked at AI, use of AI in databases. last week's tutorial, remember? We also covered cloud computing and virtualization, right? So try to look at the examples or the main points that we have covered in the lecture. Go over your tutorials, right? I think a lot of discussion was done in the tutorials. So you should be able to score good marks if you have done your tutorials thoroughly. Right? So now do you have any questions for your mid-semester?
Total no? Oh, 50 marks.
When is your assignment one due? Yesterday?
Yes.
It was due yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. All of you submitted?
Yes. No.
Anyone you need more time? Oh, good. So are you able to submit or the Dropbox is closed?
Close.
Dropbox has closed? Okay, I'll open it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? Inform your friends who have not submitted. They can submit. So, any other question? Any other question? Because you don't have a tutorial this week, isn't it?
Yes.
And what will you do?
Revise.
Huh? So all of you will get 45 out of 50 above in the mid-semester? 50 out of 50? No, you can't get 50 out of 50. Okay, anyway, so all the best for the preparation. I will leave you early. I just wanted to give you more time for your prep, and I'll see you on Monday for your paper. All the very best.